Yes, right, let's get going. So, look at them dad bags. Dad bags and dog bags. Difficult night with Logan. Difficult night with Frankie jumping on the bed at 3 o'clock in the morning because he had a bit of a bad belly. But that's just it, guys, isn't it? That's just life. That's not me being different to anyone else. That is just the way it happens. Obstacles happen and we have to deal with it. So the title of today's video is, and Danielle has just given me a massive idea of something to talk about, okay? So quickly we're going to discuss the backstories and the lies that you keep telling yourselves for the actions that you keep taking or not taking. Again, I'm going to talk about myself here because this is something that I did for 20 years until someone called me out on it, and it was the best smack in the face that I've ever had, okay? Completely life-changing. Allowed me to drop my stories, allowed me to drop my bullshit, allowed me to stop telling lies. So that's what we're going to discuss first. And I just want to ask you guys, and let me know in the comments as well, because this is something that I'm seeing over and over again, and I think it would be kind of cool to help you guys with, but I just want to make sure that you want me to first, is how to exactly calculate a calorie starting point. Now, just drop a comment in saying, yes, please, calories. Morning, Faye. Morning, Stephen. In fact, just to drop a comment in saying, teach me about calories, okay? So I know what comments are what. And if there's enough comments about people that actually want to learn how to calculate a calorie starting point, after the motivation part of this, I'm going to go on and deliver you guys a really short seminar on how to calculate your own personal calorie starting point, okay? So the stories and what I mean by this are, what were my stories, okay? My stories were, without a shadow of a doubt, that I blamed everything that had ever happened to me for the actions that I was taking, okay? And this could range from anything to current partners not giving me the love and affection that I need. It could come from my mum dying when I was very young. It could come from my dad leaving me. You know, all those things and all the shit that I told myself for years, you know, things along the lines of, you know, well, I must not be worth loving or worthy, because if I was, then he wouldn't have just pissed off and left me, would we? And, you know, then every time I got pissed or I got off my head, it was because my mum died, or, you know, basically anything that ever went wrong, anytime that me, taking responsibility now, completely ballsed up in life, rather than just going, hands up, you know, that was me, I was responsible for that. You know, I took those drugs, I drank that alcohol, I got into that fight, I destructed that relationship. It was never about me, it was about someone else. It was because my dad never loved me, it was because my mum died, it was because of my job, it was because of I was having to do this for other people. You can see, you can hear the bullshit in my voice now when I'm saying it, okay? And the first time that someone actually called me out on that and said, you know, and it was a combination of two people, Paul Moore and Garrett J. White, that just made me realise the amount of lies that I was telling myself about the reason things were happening and why I wasn't achieving what I was achieving, or why I was a drunk, or why I was always the last person at the after party, or why I'd got into another fight, or any of those things. So, you know, that is what I urge you guys to do, okay, today, is to just drop the story about why you are not where you want to be, okay? One of the biggest ones is guys as well, especially when you're talking about how overwhelmed you are, how many hours you work, why you're at the office 18 hours a day, and, you know, all those types of things. And very often the backstory is, well, I have to do this because I have to provide for my kids, which that is going to trigger the shit out of some people now, me saying that that's bullshit. But it is in a certain way, because it's the story that you've started to tell yourself that, that job isn't the only way in the world to make money, okay? You probably don't have to be there that many hours. If you get better at productivity, stop procrastinating, okay? Plan your day better. And all those things will lead to you having to spend less hours there. But because your organisation is crap, or you don't have the balls to stand up to your boss, or you haven't had the strength of character to maybe go and look for something else, or realise that there are other opportunities, guys are just complaining about, overwhelmed, and the fact that they're, especially guys that are running their own businesses, that they're working, I get guys tell me that they're working 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. Well, that's not being a man. That doesn't make you a hero, okay? That makes you run down, that makes you tired, that makes you overwhelmed, and that will destroy your life. It will destroy you being a parent, and it will destroy you being a good partner. And I know that because you're not getting that balance right. So again, remember, we need the balance. We need the family time, 25%. We need the fitness and the health, 25%. We need the finance and the career, 25%. And these things all need to be balanced out, okay? So that's a big thing to work on. But, again, one of the biggest lies that we tell ourselves as well is when we're not actually assessing how to make change. So someone says to you, "How you doing, buddy? You all right?" And you go, yeah, I'm fine. Or even you've got niggles in your relationship, the things that you're not happy with, the things your wife or your girlfriend are doing that are pissing you off, the things your husband's doing that's pissing you off, they're not showing you enough attention, you don't feel loved, you don't have the affection, you might have stopped having sex, you might be arguing all the time. And all these things are underlying issues, okay? But every time someone says, or even your wife or husband says to you, "You're right, love." Yeah, I'm fine. But you're not, okay? And that's where it comes into communicating to get those things out. How was work? Yeah, it was fine. Well, maybe it wasn't. And these are all building into all the lies that we tell in various things, various areas of our life. That was the motivation part of today's live, just to say that that's what we need to do, rather than, we need to drop the stories about why we do what we do, and work on how we want to change what it is we do in order to feel better, whether that's in fitness and fat loss, or whether it's in business and career, or whether it's in relationships and parenting and friendship and all those things, okay? But every single thing we tell ourselves about the reason why we can't do the thing that we want to do, or the reason why we are doing the thing that we are currently doing, are generally just stories, and it's those stories that need to be dropped. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned in the past 3 months of my coaching, really, that anything that I do in life, I'm responsible for that decision. It has nothing to do with my backstory, the lies that I told myself every single day about the reasonings behind my destructive behaviour, the reasons why I ate too much, the reasons why I didn't go to the gym, the reasons why I drank so much alcohol, the reason why I took drugs, the reason why I got into so many fights, the reason why I was angry all the time. All those reasons were bullshit, okay? It was down to the decisions and the choices that I made in life, and that's what I've learned to change. So yeah, that's it for today on that part. Drop the stories. Now, another, positivity's massively mentioned, isn't it? Okay, and you hear people say, and this is bullshit to me. You hear people say, "Oh, you just need to be more positive, bro." Well, it's kind of difficult when you feel in absolute rock bottom and you're struggling to pull yourself out of whatever hole that you have got yourself into. Notice the language there. Whatever hole you have got yourself into. For someone to say something like, "Oh, chin up, mate, you just need to be more positive," it's going to make you want to punch their face in. It did me, okay? So that's what we need to work on, that it needs a structure and a strategy and a plan in place to come out of that. And that's very often why you need a coach. That's why I needed a coach. Bob down the road is happy as Larry, just saying, "Oh, chin up, son, you just need to be more positive." It's like, fuck off, Bob, I'm going to smash your face in. Which would have been exactly how I responded, okay? So the positivity, and that comes from it comes from several things, doesn't it? It comes from, what we drink, and if you take narcotics, okay, you're very rarely going to be a positive person if you either drink far too much alcohol every weekend or you take narcotics, okay, because they will just destroy your life. No energy, bad decisions, bad anger, crap sleep, you won't eat well, and you won't do any fitness, so you're going to feel crap, okay? That's the reason why that's responsible. It's nothing to do with the reason why you're telling people, the reason why you're drinking. It's because you are choosing to, okay? So again, we need to control our inputs. What we're watching on TV, who we're spending company with, how much time we're watching on social media, and all these things are what I build into a strategy to make you feel more positive, okay? Every day I do a morning walk. Every day I do my personal development. Every time I do these lives to you guys, I love it because it cheers people up and makes them happy. Every day I listen to music. Every day I do my stretches, okay? Every day I plan my day from start to finish so I know when I'm spending time with Logan and I assess how I'm treating Logan, when I'm spending time with Nat and how I'm making sure that I give her the love and affection that she needs, that I'm being a good partner. And these are all things that are planned in and strategy. So that's what I coach, and that's what we need to do. The bedtime routine needs sorting. The morning routine needs sorting. Your daily structure needs sorting. We need to know when we're getting our steps in. We need to know the food we're eating. We need to know how much time we're spending on social media. And once we start to control all of these inputs, everything will start to feel more positive, okay? You don't become more positive by someone telling you just to be more positive. That's just stupid, isn't it? It's like telling an alcoholic just to stop drinking. It's not going to help him. It's probably going to make him do it more because it's just going to trigger him. But this is, so Danielle's post this morning, okay? Stacey Danielle is one of my clients. And it was an amazing post, but I've just pulled her up on a little bit about it, okay? Because this is another massive thing that people do. So she said, this semi-rant, isn't it? You can tell in the language. If I see anything else on my newsfeed about how this has been a crap year or how it's been a write-off, I'm going to go insane, okay? There's 365 whole days. Not every day was a bad day, and there are people in much worse situations, which is amazing what she said. She's then gone on to list all these incredible positives, okay? Which is, again, amazing. But how I would have changed that language for her is I would have just said, I would have cut that full paragraph out at the top and said, going into the new year, here are my positives for 2020. Let's get together, surround ourselves and lift the world up. Here's mine, what are yours, okay? That's massive, that just attracts everything together. But she started with a negative. I'm not picking on you, I love it. She started with a negative about negative people, and this is what a lot of you are doing. So there is the general just Debbie Downers who just post into their Facebook all day about how everything in life is someone else's fault. Everything's to do with COVID. Every single thing that happens in their life happens to them, and it's someone else's fault, okay? These are the bullshitters that are telling people excuses, and they're not willing to take responsibility for any area of their life, so they just continue to blame and complain, okay? Now, what Stacey's written there is incredible, but the first paragraph, she's actually being negative about negative people. And that's the crazy thing. I listened to that on, I think it was probably even one of Paul's podcasts. I'm pretty much listening to Paul all day, every day at the moment. It's incredible, but I think he said that, or someone else said that. I don't know, I've got about 4 personal development books on the go at the moment. But a lot of people are negative about negative people. Well, if you're being negative about negative people, you're actually being negative yourself, aren't you? So the way to flip the perception is to not even give them your energy, okay? Rant book, flake book, whatever you want to call it. Again, people are saying, oh, I ain't got time to train, I ain't got time to eat healthy, I ain't got time for this, I'm so busy with the kids, I'm so busy with that. Well, you maybe want to scroll down your newsfeed for the last 7 days and see how much time you spent on there. And you also, Stacey, don't cringe at yourself. It's a massive thing. This isn't you. That's why Paul will have been talking about it, because it's something that he sees massively as well. People just need to stop being so negative. That is negative. I've seen that 100 times this week, not you, so I'm really not picking on you, I promise. But, people kicking off about people being negative, again, it is negativity. So just don't be negative about people being negative. Just don't be negative, full stop. As we said, you only have so much energy in a day. So give that energy towards things that are important, things that are helpful, things that are going to progress you, and things that are going to help you move forward. So the big thing that I will be doing in my 8-week body and mind transformation plan, the deadline to join is midnight on Friday. No questions, okay? It will be shut down. Once that is shut down, all my time goes on to helping those guys make sure they have the best possible start to 2021, okay? Pre-week starts on you actually get 9 weeks, actually almost 10 if you signed up today. So pre-week starts on the 4th, where by then everyone will have received their plans, their 30-day Mindset Warrior coaching course of videos, nutrition plans, the apps, training plans, everything, okay, being in the private group. At that point, you then have 7 days that you don't pay for, which is when we make sure that all the mindset videos are done, the vision's created, the dreams created, the goals are set, we look at the timelines, and everything's planned. So the day when everybody starts on Monday the 11th, you're not prattling around still trying to figure stuff out, okay? You're ready to go. That's when the 8-week clock starts, okay? And that's when we really get to work on making sure that 8 weeks of this year is the best 8 weeks of your life. That's what I promise, okay? So I'm going to talk quickly now about creating a calorie starting point, because it's an absolute let me pull my notes up. It's just a bit of a joke, the amount of people that I see posting about how they've tried everything, but they don't even understand what a calorie is, how to create a calorie starting point, or how many calories should they be on, okay? So, that happens in the space of 2 messages that I receive. Oh, bro, I need you to help me to lose weight. Just nothing seems to work for me. I've tried everything. How many calories are you on? Don't know, really. It's like saying, how much money do you earn? I don't know, really. Well, you do, don't you? Because it's really important. Because if you don't know how much you earn and how much you spend, you're going to be up shit creek without a paddle pretty rapidly, okay? So food's the same. Again, many of you are being conned by various shake plan people, or some PTs, some online transformation coaches, okay? Because they're either sending out the same plans. I've had people come to me, 10 of them have been with the same coach. He's put all of them on 1,200 calories and they're completely different, okay? So your calories need to be specific to you. Also, the general population are getting way too weighed down on how many grams of protein you're consuming, how many grams of carbohydrate, and how many grams of fat. Yes, it is important, okay, for various reasons. That again is something that I coach with all the clients. But overall, calories are king, okay? Unless you are looking to seriously build muscle, or really, what I would call an elite world-class athlete, bikini model physique, then, get calories started first, okay? Don't overcomplicate everything. So everyone on the plan receives their calories and their macronutrients amounts, okay? Which is protein, grams of carbs. So think of it as the pyramid of importance, okay? So the very base of the pyramid is calories. Forget about everything else. Another thing that those of you watching might not realise is I post all my meals now, and all my fitness pal and all my tracking and photos of all the meals in the group for my clients every single day, so they can see exactly what I eat. Now, the guys who will have gone on yesterday, in fact, let me just see if it's open on my computer. No, it's not. So yesterday, my calories were perfect, but everything else was all over the shot. I still hit my basic protein levels, which was about 160, but then I was nearly 100 grams under on carbs, and I was way over on fat because I had quite a lot of cheese yesterday. But overall, calories were perfect, and that still keeps me on plan. So yeah, base of the pyramid, most important, calories, okay? Then the second tier is the macronutrient amounts, the proteins, carbs, and fats. We hit them as best we can, but it's not overly important for most people generally looking to achieve a fat loss goal. And then we have the third tier of importance, which is micronutrients, which is our, vitamins, minerals, and other things that I would bring into that would be the amount of sugar, the amount of sodium, the amount of saturated fat, unsaturated fat. Again, not as important as calories, not as important as macronutrients, but it's still there. And then we have the very top of the pyramid, which is meal frequency and nutrient timing for muscle growth, athletic performance, and fat loss. Again, most people don't even ever need to go to that point. So calories are king, calories are the base of the pyramid, and calories are most important, okay? So most of you are completely unsure, aren't you? Hit me up with a comment right now. Can't see you all, there you are. Are you genuinely unsure on how many calories that you should consume for your goal? Clueless, in fact, okay? Now, most people underestimate. So I would start with a very, very simple thing to do of how to figure this out, because most of you are on way too few calories because you don't understand, okay? Flossie, Facebook is not full of negativity, okay? The people you follow are full of negativity. Unfollow them, okay? You don't even need to choose to ignore it or keep feeling good about yourself. There's not. This is something that triggers me when people say I'm coming off Facebook because it's so negative, okay? Facebook is not negative, okay? It's the people. Don't blame Facebook. Again, that's a story. Oh, I'm coming off social media. Don't come off social media. Just stop following the wrong people, okay? There's loads and loads of positivity on Facebook. Look at what you're listening to now. I mean, come on. So yeah, most of you are clueless, okay? Just start with a simple equation. Again, you don't need a coach to tell you this. Google BMR calculator. It will ask you to put your age, your weight, your height, and your sex in, and it will tell you exactly how many calories you need to maintain weight. That is what's called your BMR, which is your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories that the body needs to consume whilst at what's called a neutrally temperate environment, okay? Basically, you do sweet FA apart from lay on the couch all day. Again, coaches try to overcomplicate this. That's your maintenance. Then we build in the extra calories that we need on top of that. That comes down to your movement. That comes down to your job, how much you exercise, and what your daily activity level is. That gives us the maintenance, okay? We then even need to be in a surplus if we want to add muscle. That's when the top of the pyramid stuff comes in, because muscle building is a very intricate process nutritionally and in the gym and with rest and with mobility and with technique. So guys, if that's what you want, I do that, but it is a lot more intricate and I can't think of the word, complicated really to do. You need to be a lot more precision, okay? For fat loss, is simply not necessary. Find that number, make sure we're in a deficit, okay? Now, then the thing that we need to understand is that I've metabolically adapted my body for 40 years. So just because that calculator that I've just told you about says, Lee, you should be on, 2,800, I believe my maintenance is with my current activity levels. But had I only been consuming 1,800 for the past 5 years of my life and not losing weight, then 2,800 is not going to be my maintenance level. I would gain weight pretty fucking quickly, okay? Because my body has metabolically adapted to only burning what I'm giving it. This is why some of you are really fat, claim to eat sweet FA, but can't lose weight, okay? Because we need to rebuild that foundation. Again, this is something that I work on with people who are overweight considerably, but not eating enough food, and probably that's a strong reason into why they aren't losing weight, okay? So that's why sometimes you might do that calculator, you come to me and I put you on something completely different, okay? The reason why is because I've assessed your current food levels, I've assessed the metabolic adaptation over the years, and then I've looked at what needs to be a starting figure. And for many guys and many girls, I'm going through this at the moment, if you were eating 1,800 and your maintenance should be 2,800, by a strategic period of increased exercise and increased food. My initial goal is to build you up to 2,800 and keep you maintaining weight. Then what happens when we start to chip a few calories out, okay? All of a sudden, we're in a deficit on a lot of food, feeling happy, hungry, and with a balanced life, okay? So this is just a starting point, okay? And what people also need to understand is that, and this is why these fucking one-off plans don't work. Can you do me a set plan, Lee? No, because it won't work. Can you teach me everything I know about nutrition to manage it for the rest of my life, Lee? Yeah, of course I can. Let's go, okay? Cookie cutter approaches do not work. And it needs to be monitored, and we need to have a reactive approach, okay? Because if not, then again, the body adapts and we need to make changes. But again, Dom's a really, really good example here. I'm sure it was you I had this conversation with. Dom's killing it, by the way. Dom, how much weight have you lost? Oh, he's lost 3 stone as of this morning. And he's on 2,615 calories per day. Now, the first thing Dom said to me when he lost his first 3 stone, massive respect for that, by the way. He's also stopped drinking. He's started being a better partner. He's manning the fuck up. He's being honest about his relationship. He's being honest about being a dad. And he's absolutely fucking killing it. Yes, Dom! Love it. And he's inspiring other people as well and getting other people to sign up. Check him out, DW Fat Loss Journey on Instagram, I think, one of my clients. So he said, do I need to reduce my food now, Lee? Because obviously I weigh a lot less than when I started. And I was like, no, brother, we don't need to change anything because you're still dropping weight. And I'm going to start maybe pushing that food up, because that creates me a bigger barrier and it makes you happier and it gives you more balance. And you can carry on smashing your 15 sausages, turkey rasher bacons and whatever else is in that incredible breakfast that you posted the other day. So again, we don't have to always drop the food, okay? Again, different options to create deficits, exercise or food. Do you want to maybe do a few thousand extra steps every day and eat more food? Or do you want to starve yourself and be lazy and do less exercise, which means you're not going to be as fit and you're not going to be as happy, okay? So again, everyone just goes straight to the food, don't they? Why do I need to lose weight? Oh, right, I need to stop eating so much shit. Well, yeah, you do maybe, but maybe still eat quite a lot of food with a little bit of shit for balance and just fucking do some more exercise. Burn the calories off and get fitter and healthier in the process. What do you want to do? Route 1 is we exercise, okay? Exercise is the most positive thing in the world. I could list 1,000 positives about exercise, predominantly health and getting fitter though. So that's one option for fat loss. Or we have the other option, which is that we stay fucking lazy and we just starve ourselves. Which one is better, okay? So, anyway, story time before I go. I'm already 1 minute over. Sharon. We love Sharon, don't we? Sharon is my fun name for this fictitious character. Sharon's also the lady off Facebook that got interviewed on COVID because she's the leading specialist. Good old Shazza. Inbox me, hun. Anyway, is the reason I can't lose weight that I'm not eating enough food? No, Sharon, that's not the reason, in spite of what I just said, okay? That's a load of shit. That's a story you're telling yourself. That's a bullshit story you're telling yourself. Now, the reason is you're either drinking too much alcohol, lying about it, not tracking it. You're claiming to not eat much food, but you're not actually weighing any of your food, so you don't actually know how much fucking food you're eating, except you're claiming to eat clean, and you're having days when you eat less, days when you eat more, but generally you're not tracking, you're not accountable, and what you are tracking is accurate. So you don't actually know whether you're eating enough food or not. So you can't make comments like, is the reason I'm not eating enough, losing weight, that I'm not eating enough food? Because you don't even know how much food you're eating, because you're not weighing it, because you're full of shit, because you're lying and you're not taking action, okay? So this is the story. So imagine Sharon, okay? Sharon and her twin sister in a fat loss race. They are both packing it in at around about 20 stone, okay? So Sharon's sister, who she hates because she's had a history of not ever eating what she wants, okay, not gaining weight, but it's now caught up with her and she has gained the weight, okay? So Sharon is going to go on 3,600 calories and walk 10,000 steps per day. I guarantee you, if she follows that, she will lose £1 a day, £1 a week, for probably the next 52 weeks, very comfortably, okay? It's not a lot, is it? You're eating 3,500 calories and you're getting your steps in, that's it. At the end of the year, you've lost 52 pounds on a plan you can sustain whilst living a healthy, happy life, okay? I think, Sharon, if you were 20 stone and you went on that plan, so we're talking, let's call it 60 pounds, 4 stone, so you went from 20 to 16 in 2021 without starving yourself or having a yo-yo approach, would you take that result now, okay? Yeah, I definitely would if I were 20 stone, because then I know I can do it again the next year. And at the end of that year, I will be 12 stone, okay? I've done it at a sustainable pace that I can maintain forever on a lifestyle that works around work, fitness and kids, okay? So Sharon's sister goes to other Sharon off the local estate that's just started working for Herbalife, even though she's not qualified to coach nutrition. Oh, Sharon. Sharon starts spending £60 a month. It's 3 times what I charge for coaching, by the way, on these tubs of Herbalife protein powder. That is the same as the one you can get off of the My Protein website for £17, okay? Sharon stops eating 3 meals a day and replacing them with these shitty overpriced shakes and having 1 really large meal or a takeaway in the evening. She loses weight like a Trojan. She's posting all over Facebook, £7 down, £14 down, £21 down. Oh yeah, I'm selling this now. Do you want to buy it from me too? Okay, and then Sharon disappears. We never hear from Sharon again because she couldn't maintain it, okay? Sharon got to the end of that period. Yes, she lost 3 stone in 90 days, which was far quicker than her sister, but eventually she just crashed before going back to looking for the next quick fix plan. Not only did she crash, that because she was only on 1,200 calories for that 90 days, her body adapted to only burning that amount of food because the body is built for survival. Now, Sharon, no offense, she's still a fat cow, but she's taught her body how to only burn 1,200 calories per day. What now happens when Sharon goes back to eating her normal diet of 3,000 calories per day, which was the original diet, which she was lying about when she was saying she wasn't eating any food because she wasn't tracking it properly? Well, all of a sudden, Sharon is in a calorie surplus of 1,800 calories per day, all because she bought some shitty shakes for 50 quid and tried to look for the quick fix or silver bullet, okay? Don't be a Sharon number 2. Be a Sharon number 1, okay? That's it. Sorry for anyone watching who's called Sharon. Sharon is a fictitious character, okay? But this is why we need to understand calories, guys. This is why we need to track the food accurately. This is why we need to be honest. And this is why we need to be accountable. So if any of that sounds like it's cool as F, and you would like to join us in our super cool, unbreakable 2021 private client group, just drop me a message right now when I get off of this live. You're all watching it, and I will send you the details in how to join this epic life-changing movement. We've got so much cool stuff planned for 2021, but I'm not going to tell you about any more of that because that's for my clients only. Just drop me a message, take action now, or keep telling yourself stories why you can't do it. That choice is yours, guys, but either way, take responsibility for it. Big love, have an awesome day, Happy New Year, and I will see you at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning because I turn up for my clients every single day, New Year's Eve or not. Take care, big love. Mwah!